What's your name?
None of your business. Are you detaining me?
You are going to be detained, mate.
Yeah, am I right? I've just spoke to the others.
Yeah, have you? You're going to be
For
detained.
what? Why are you getting patrols, you tool? Is she thick or what?
We haven't been rude to you.
Why has you come running after me saying get patrols out the back?
Well, I need to know who you are.
No, you don't need to know who I am. How about none of your business?
It is my business.
No, it's not your business. Do you want to be done under Section 26 of the Criminal Justice Act?
Right.
Keep your distance and don't touch me or
I'm not, I haven't even touched you.
Right, well that's assault.
I haven't even touched you.
Are you detaining me?
I'm not detaining you at the moment.
Right,
I want to
then.
speak to you about what's going on.
If you're not detaining me, bugger off. Go on. You're dismissed.
No, I'm not dismissed.
Well, you're not getting anything out of me, so
Right.
jog on. Drop this lady some comments, guys. She obviously thinks it's a problem, taking pictures of police cars. Let her know what you think. This is Wallasey Police Station. What's up, guys? What's the problem? Why is everyone out here? Why is everyone out here?
You stay there, set me.
No, I won't. Are you detaining me?
What's your name?
None of your business. Are you detaining me?
You are going to be detained, mate.
Yeah, am I right? I've just spoke to the others.
Yeah, have you? You're going to be
For
detained
what?
under the Terrorism Act, mate, because you're taking photographs of there. What's your name?
The opening reveals the entire mindset on display because Matt is not evaluated based on behavior, intent, or any visible risk, and is instead treated as a problem the moment officers notice a camera. Several officers approach not to investigate any clear issue, but to apply presence and pressure in the hope that persistence will achieve what lawful authority cannot establish. Matt responds by standing his ground in a calm and correct way, and that is where the situation begins to unravel. Then another officer arrives, steps out of his vehicle, and bypasses every proper safeguard by moving straight into a terrorism detention based only on the fact that Matt is photographing a police station, which turns the encounter into a serious misuse of power and raises clear concerns about how authority is being applied.
Right, just to let you know that I'm doing a documentary on YouTube for the abuse of Section 43 and Section 58 and how police are abusing them powers.
Section 43 on whatever, of what act?
You tell me.
I don't know.
What section are you detaining me under?
Under the Terrorism Act.
Which is section of that? Which section of it?
I'm telling you, it's under the Terrorism
Which
Act.
section are you detaining me under?
What you ultimately, mate, you're recording police cars.
That's what I do for my hobby.
Okay, well, it's a strange hobby, just hang on this.
No, it's so strange isn't a crime, is it? 3196. What's your collar number, sir?
1390.
And what's your name?
Yeah, just got a couple
You only need the
of
number.
cars in the back of the police station. I don't know if anyone's seen them already.
Yes, they have.
I'm just checking.
That, mate, will be an unlawful detainment if you're detaining me, and you will learn the hard way you don't do that without evidence. Okay?
Do it under suspicion, mate.
No, you don't. You've got to have reasonable suspicion. Photography alone is not reasonable suspicion.
Depends what your photographer is.
Photography alone, anything I want. Photography alone is not reasonable suspicion.
When Matt asks the most basic question about what power is being used, the officer cannot provide an answer, and it is not because the information is sensitive, but because he does not actually know. Referring to the Terrorism Act without naming any specific section exposes a lack of understanding, because real powers come from defined sections that set limits, safeguards, and clear thresholds that must be met. Instead of acknowledging that structure, the officer dismisses it by saying it does not matter, which shows how casually he is treating a very serious authority that should require precision and care. The situation becomes even more concerning when Matt explains that recording police vehicles is simply a hobby, and the officer responds by calling it strange as if personal discomfort or opinion can somehow create legal authority where none exists.
You will get your backsides kicked if you even try and detain me over that.
Can you repeat that, please?
It is not reasonable suspicion. Check your code of conduct. Check the memo of the Chief of Police. We are allowed to do this.
Hey, calm down, we're just double checking. Alright.
Right, why is this guy detaining me?
I told him.
He does it, what section?
Listen to, let me speak. My name's Craig. I'm one of the duty inspectors at Wallasey Police Station here.
Right.
You're acting suspiciously outside the building, alright? Under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act,
That-
we can search you.
That, you need reasonable suspicion. If you
I have reasonable
if you
suspicion.
look,
Why are you filming outside?
photography alone
It
is
a
not
security
reasonable.
issue. Can I ask you to leave the area, please?
Photography alone is not reasonable suspicion.
You're
Okay?
going to be searched under the Terrorism Act.
If what?
Basically because you're acting suspicious. I have reasonable grounds to suspect.
Search
Go
me
ahead,
and I will
terrorism.
sue you. I will sue
Exactly
you,
the
Inspector.
same
What's
thing.
your collar number?
I will ask you to leave the area.
No, I
sir.
won't leave the area. Are you
I'll ask you
recording?
Yeah, I'm recording.
You need to tell me when you're recording. You don't turn it on and not tell someone they're recording.
Is this the way they're gonna
No,
go?
I am not. If you want to search me, it'll be an unlawful search and I will have you. Yes, it would. You
Under
need
the
more.
Terrorism Act, we
No.
can search you, sir.
You
All
have
right?
been in trouble.
The inspector throws out Section 43 as if simply naming it after the fact can justify everything that happened before, but provides nothing that actually meets its requirements. There is no concerning behavior, no credible intelligence, and no real indicators apart from the fact that Matt is filming which is not reasonable suspicion. It is simply convenience dressed up as authority. The situation becomes even more troubling because while the inspector is eager to authorize a highly intrusive detention, he completely ignores the legal obligation to inform Matt that he is being recorded. That rule exists for a reason, to prevent exactly this kind of misuse where evidence is gathered covertly while extraordinary powers are exercised without transparency, accountability, or any proper oversight.
Can I just... Yeah,
Right. And why are you
exactly,
doing that?
because I feel like it. Look up Darlington Police and see how they're in court over arresting me over the Terrorism
The
Act.
arrest is going to be searched.
Right, well, same thing. It's an unlawful search, it's an unlawful detainment. Get that and get everything.
Guys, listen, I'll explain to you a simple term.
court, mate.
That's fine.
You're going to court.
What I'll say to you is you are acting suspiciously outside the police
No, I'm
station.
not.
Yes, you
The
are.
court will prove I'm not.
You are standing outside the
will
front
prove I'm
gate.
not. I've done it
We're
before.
recording, all right?
So what?
Our terrorism
I'll
threat
do what I
level
want.
is high,
I'll
and I'm
do
not
that.
happy
No,
with
it's
people
not.
standing out. It's like you're doing a hostile reconnaissance. I am not
No,
happy.
it's not.
I am
Hostile
not
reconnaissance is not in broad daylight, you Wally.
We're doing our job. You're doing what
You're
you're
doing
doing.
it wrong, and you're going to find that out. He's
that's
going to
up to
find
the
it
courts
out.
to decide,
And
but
he's
it's
going to
not.
find it out.
I'm more than happy with that.
It won't be. Right.
Hanging around outside the police station.
Listen to me.
You go from one to the other.
Yeah.
You're acting suspiciously.
No, it's
That's
not.
Sufficient grounds for
No,
me.
it's not.
Under
Not
the
for you. It's
terrorism.
not. Not if you. The chief of police says it is not reasonable grounds for suspicion. I can get it up now on the internet. Do you want me to get it up and show you? I'll get it up and show you. Photography alone is not reasonable grounds for a search under Terrorism Act. You're going to learn that.
They push forward with the Section 43 search, and unsurprisingly, it uncovers nothing because there were never any real grounds to justify it from the start. The Met Police Commissioner, the highest ranking officer in the force, has made it clear that simply filming police stations even repeatedly does not create reasonable suspicion and cannot be used to trigger terrorism powers. This makes the moment extremely revealing for the inspector because he is not operating in a grey area, he is acting in direct opposition to the guidance of his own leadership. When an inspector ignores explicit instructions from the top officer and invents suspicion to try to justify a search that fails, it ceases to look like a simple error and instead reflects an institutional unwillingness to take responsibility and uphold proper accountability.
The manner in which you're taking it,
Manner-
which is leaving over a barrier of a secure rear yard of a police station.
Exactly.
So what? I can do that if I want.
We've had people trying to film the code to get into it.
From the information, you can possibly obtain personal details of businesses, which then put them and their families out.
That is, even if I wanted to, which I'm not, that's not a crime either. So
I'm not
tough.
saying you're going to do it, but it's a security risk for us. It's our
I can do that if I want. If I want to take pictures of every personal car coming out, I'll do it. And there's nothing you can do. Do you want to bet? Do you want to bet? Watch me.
Ask you to leave the area.
No, I won't leave the area.
You've been searched now.
Yeah?
Okay.
Jog on. You're dismissed. I'm taking pictures of the police cars. What I do for a hobby. Right, I won't go in it. I won't go in it. I can stand here and film. Learn the law, pal. You're already in trouble. I suggest you don't get yourself any further trouble.
I'm not having you filming.
Tough. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm taking some pictures of the marked cars when they come out, hopefully getting some leaving on emergency calls.
Common courtesy.
Common courtesy, searching me for taking pictures is common courtesy. Jog on.
Well, as I've said to you, and you get this on camera, the manner in which you're taking pictures raises suspicion. You weren't standing there. When I pulled up to the gate, you've been leaning over the car park,
Right.
capturing police vehicles and police staff and police officers' vehicles,
Right.
which for me raises my suspicion that you're probably up to no good and you're going to use that information.
For what? How could I use it?
You could use it
No, you couldn't.
potentially for me or one of my colleagues to come into the car
couldn't.
with their personal vehicles.
Not at
We can have
all.
our own things
You've
damaged.
got the access to the DVLA database, not us.
The officer argues that the way Matt was holding the camera matters, claiming he was leaning over and capturing police vehicles and officers' cars as if posture or camera angles could somehow change the law. That argument collapses immediately because Matt is standing on a public pavement, and being in a lawful public space removes any legal distinction between standing upright, leaning, zooming, or panning while filming. In addition, police already have full unrestricted access to the DVLA database, which includes registered keeper details, names, addresses, vehicle descriptions, tax status history, and insurance markers that they can query instantly and routinely. Pretending that a camera capturing number plates in public creates a special intelligence risk is completely unfounded and highlights how far the claim stretches beyond any real legal basis.
I don't know who you know, do I? I don't know
Well,
how you're doing it, do I?
Right, so your suspicion, fair enough, you've got that
Fair
suspicion,
enough, you've said it, so
but
fair
it's
enough.
not,
In my
no,
suspicion,
I haven't finished,
fair
have I
enough.
finished? It's not reasonable suspicion.
It's
Suspicion,
perfectly reasonable for me.
okay,
And
well
I
not,
would imagine-
not in the eyes of the law it's not, and not in the eyes of the chief of police.
But
If you were leaning over a car,
say
another building.
somebody was connected to terrorism, they could probably, like when they got away, and know people who could probably attain.
Do you not think if someone wanted to do a terrorist act, they would come, get off the backsides, instead of looking at this on here, get off the backsides, come down and do it themselves and write it down, do it covertly, not leaning over the fence?
You're not, that's not you though, is it?
Because obviously someone's not that stupid.
Why is it
Hide in
obvious?
plain sight. Make it too
They
obvious.
say, and also I'll tell you another
You're
thing,
answering your own arguments, and it's
No, I'm
brilliant,
not,
the fact that you're
idiot.
putting it on camera, this.
right? Yous have been told in a memo that if you genuinely suspect that someone taking pictures is a terrorist, are you listening? Because I've got a copy of it under the Freedom of Information Act.
Have you got a copy there?
I shall get it up on get it up for you. Right.
We've explained to you where you've been searched. I'm more than happy with the circumstances and the grounds for that.
So you should be.
I asked
Right,
you to
well,
leave the area.
I'm not leaving the area, I don't have
Onto
to.
this yard with potential for you to be arrested.
Go for
Being
it.
monitored on camera.
I couldn't care less. I'm not doing anything wrong, so I couldn't care less.
Alright, thank you very much.
See you later, I'm not
Really
going.
appreciate it.
I'm not going.
See you
I'm
later.
not going. I'm going to stand here and film everyone and everything. See you later. Walk of shame. That didn't scare me off, did it? See you later, numpties. If you suspect terrorism, you're supposed to contact the terrorism squad directly. That's your instructions. See you in court.
As the officers step back inside, Matt delivers a final point that lays bare the whole encounter, because if there were a real terrorism concern, the correct response would not be improvised attentions by flustered uniformed officers guessing thresholds on the spot. Terrorism policing is intelligence-led, structured, and carried out by specialists for a reason, and you do not casually invoke Section 43 on a hunch, then invent suspicion after it fails. Looking closely, the mistakes pile up quickly because officers could not explain a power, could not cite a lawful justification, and kept changing their reasoning under challenge. Photography suddenly became terrorism, then shifted to camping out, then camera angles and vehicle plates, with each claim weaker than the one before. The proper way to handle this would have been a brief engagement and assessment focused on behavior rather than emotion, and stepping back immediately when no lawful grounds existed, with no detention, no search, and no escalation. Transparency should have been matched by professionalism, not panic. And instead, what we witness is a force that struggles when the public understands the law as well better than those enforcing it. Huge thanks to Matt for letting us cover and analyze this video. Check out his channel in the link below. And if you found value in this breakdown, make sure you like the video, share it, and subscribe to support the channel. And keep this kind of accountability in the spotlight.